What's up guys, it's Josh from Soul Studios. Got through the holidays and I'm back today with a review that's probably the most exciting piece I've done so far. And that is the Highland Dynamics BG1. I really hate to do this at a time where gear is so hard to get a hold of due to supply chain issues, but I want to go ahead and put this out there for anybody that's interested in this unit so you can hear it and go ahead and get your order in, because no matter how long the wait will be, it is going to be well worth it. Before we get into the audio examples, I just want to give a little bit of info from the Highland Dynamics website. So the BG1, and most of you that are here are probably familiar with the BG2, it can be a little bit confusing because the stereo 2-channel version is the BG1. The BG2 is the single channel version, and they're not exactly the same. The reason for the naming there is that the BG1 was the first product. So even though the BG2 was the first kind of commercially produced, from what I can tell, the BG1 is actually the first thing that Bryce started to build. And so when he went back to revisit this, it was the BG1. So anyway, hopefully that clears that up a little bit. So the BG1 is a stereo 2-channel tube compressor loosely based on the Altec 436 and also the British modified 436, which we all know and love as the RS-124. There are 2 channels of compression and a 3U chassis, linkable sidechain amplifiers. Tubes per channel are 4B-C8, 6S-N7, and 6A-L5. Fully balanced circuit with transformer input and output. Your input and output controls are continually variable, so you can really fine-tune the compression. Output is after the output transformer, so that's pretty cool. You can actually dial these all the way up to 10 on the output and not have to worry about, distorting or blowing anything up. That could be a normal starting place if you really want to drive the input, especially if you're going to use it with the compression off, where you can just get some saturation, which we'll visit in the audio examples. You have 600 or 150 ohm input taps. That switch lets you select the input impedance on the input transformer. 150 gives you more gain and color/character. It's also useful if you want to run a microphone directly into the compressor. You could do that without a preamp. Feedback settings are like the BG2. B is the classic British modified Altec, so an RS-124 style, and A is the no feedback stock 436. B gives you less gain with a smoother, more hi-fi sound of the British compressor. A gives you more gain and more character, lets more harmonics through, and gives the compressor more of a sound. And if you're familiar with the RS-124 plugin or the Chandler unit, to me, I'm kind of using B as the cleaner setting and A sort of as the superfuse mode. It's similar in the aggressiveness there. Compression switch, this will remove the sidechain signal, making the compressor into a line amp. You can use the different feedback and input impedance settings to achieve different tones while using it as a line amp. Also different distortion character and sounds if you choose to overdrive the unit, and we're going to do that a bit in the audio examples. The BG1 has 3 threshold settings. Low is stock, medium gives you a little more signal going through the compressor before compression hits, and high even allows more of the signal through, and you can overdrive a little bit when driving the compressor that way and still get just a little bit of compression. Attack, you have 9 attack positions. They go from very fast to very slow. 3 is around the stock Altec attack time, both in the American and British settings. That's similar to the fast setting on the BG2. 5 is around where the slow setting is on a BG2, and 9 is extremely slow. For release, you have 9 release positions from very fast to very slow. The hold feature, this allows you to turn on the release and hold. The compressor will compress but not release back to the full signal. When you switch back to operate the release to go back to whatever speed you have the release setting set at. Link. This will link the 2 side chains together. A signal in either side will make both sides compress the same amount. It is like having the side chains in mono, but the audio amp still fully independent, which I've enjoyed messing around with linked and unlinked. You can actually get some pretty different reactions and sounds just with that one switch. Attack and release. Bryce wanted this to have lots of options here, so he got it about as fast as you could possibly make a Very-Mu compressor, which I really love, because the Altec/RS-124 style compression is probably my favorite tone of all compressors. But if you've used it, you know sometimes you run into a situation where you would like for the attack to be just a little faster. And it really hasn't been available until now, or at least I haven't found it in a unit until the BG1. So something interesting about the attack times here, attack 8 is very slow, but then attack 9 is almost twice as slow as 8 is. So you've really got a lot of room to manipulate your sound in pretty much any way you can imagine with this compressor. So one cool thing to do in mastering, and I got this off of the Highland Dynamics website, is to make a really slow attack and really slow release. And basically what will happen is it's just this constant hug on the signal, but it never really jumps. You know, it doesn't compress too much all of a sudden, or doesn't release too fast. It's just this really cool way to get a little excitement, a little compression in a mastering situation without really affecting the dynamics a whole lot. So that's something to try out if you get your hands on a BG1. But the real reason you're here, I know, is to hear it. So what we're going to do is I'm going to show examples of everywhere that I've been using this, and I've been using it pretty much everywhere on a mix. I'll find a great sound, commit it in Pro Tools, move on so that I can use it as if I have about 10 or 15 of these things. So you're going to hear it on drums, acoustic guitar, electric, bass, male vocals, female vocals, two-bus. You're going to hear it compress, you're going to hear it saturate, and we're going to show the whole feature, basically everything. So stick around. I will use chapter markers if there's a particular instrument or vocal that you're wanting to go ahead and get to. You can find it easily. So here's the BG1 in action. Let's check it out.
When I see a problem, I run. The walls that you build, and they must weigh a ton. And I'm sorry I haven't been much fun. When I see a problem, I run. The walls that you build, and they must weigh a ton. And I'm sorry I haven't been much fun. But I can't control these fears. And you said that you understood, and you knew in your heart that one day I'd be good, and we'd smoke all of those cigarettes and catch up on all that I missed these years. Lately, birds just sing, and the sun warms my skin, and I feel like I'm finally living again. When I hear that song, well, it takes me right back to that place. Oh, we had so much fun. Remember when money was never around, but somehow we'd laugh and we'd drink all night. Lately, birds just sing, and the sun warms my skin, and I feel like I'm finally and the sun warms my skin, and I feel like I'm finally living again. Oh, oh.
Okay, for this section, we're going to demonstrate the hold feature. That's something that I've seen kind of misunderstood with RS-124 style compressors over the years, even with the software. So one of the best examples I can show you is on a slide guitar here. In the first example, the hold is off. So the very first note, I want you to notice how much it pokes through, how much that very first transient comes through before the compression jumps in. And then on the second one, after the hold feature is engaged and it's been set, notice the difference in that first attack. And I think you'll understand the original purpose and the value of the hold feature.
Doing our best. We're doing our best. Find all the reasons that make you look down from up high. Doing our best. We're doing our best. Find all the reasons that make you look down. We're doing our best. We're doing our best. We're gonna be better than the rest. We're gonna be wiser. We're gonna be better than the rest. We're gonna be stronger. We're gonna be better than the rest. We're gonna be wiser. We're gonna be better than the rest. We're doing our best. We're doing our best. Don't try to be perfect, just shake off the stress. This life isn't easy, but you don't pass the test. We're doing our best. We're doing our best. We're gonna be better than the rest. We're gonna be wiser. We're gonna be better than the rest. Every day we're showing up, every day we're glowing up, every day we do our best.
Okay, last but not least, on the female vocal example here, I'm going to take the left side of the BG1 and feed it into the right side. And that's one of the great things about this being a 2-channel unit, is that I can use maybe B in the 600 ohm cleaner setting on the left, and then feed that into the A mode on maybe 150 ohms, faster attack and release on the right, and use those two sounds together. And particularly on a lead vocal, I like to use 2 compressors. So check this out and see how you can use both sides at once.
Lean on me a little more as we watch the stars. Your poor heart's made of glass. I've been there before. Oh, I've been there before.
All right, guys, there is the Highland Dynamics BG1. Usually I try to be really impartial. I try to say, what do you think? But I gotta be honest, guys, this thing has just blown me away. Like I said earlier, the RS-124/Altec style compression is probably my favorite sound of compression ever. And my only concerns with some of the units I had in the past was them not being fast enough. And I think Bryce has addressed that. I mean, it's just awesome. Between the British mode and the American mode, the different impedance settings, you can cover so much ground with this compressor. And honestly, I've got projects I've already mixed where I've used it everywhere. And there's not like this buildup of tone from using it too much. It's just a beautiful, amazing compressor. So out of everything I've ever reviewed, if you're only gonna buy one thing, get your hands on this if you can. I can't say enough good things about it. And literally out of everything that I own, I'm using this on more sources across the board. So this is affecting whether I'm tracking or mixing. This is shaping my overall sound that I'm going for more than anything else that I have. So anyway, congratulations to Bryce at Highland Dynamics. I think you've made a modern classic. I'm so happy to get my hands on this. I would love to review the BG2 somewhere down the road. And if you like what you heard here, I wish you the best of luck in finding one. Like I said, we're in a bit of a supply chain crisis at the moment, so gear has been awfully tough to come across. But if you do happen to get in a situation where you can go ahead and put your money down and pre-order, I would definitely do that. I don't think you'll regret it at all. All right, guys, again, my name is Josh. This is the Soul Studios YouTube channel. While you're here, please like the video, subscribe, go ahead and ring the bell. You'll be the first to know. Coming up next, got a pair of AML Easy P-1A EQs that I'm going to review. All right, guys, thank you for your time. I hope you have a great start to the new year here. Make lots of awesome music. Be sure to leave a comment while you're here and let me know your thoughts on the BG1. I really enjoy our discussions that we have in the comment section of all the reviews. All right, guys, thank you for your time. Take care.